Sellers are making anywhere from 10K to 60K per month selling AI art as digital prints on Etsy. Now, the main moneymaker of these shops isn't usually individual prints. It's actually art bundles or frame sets. So still digital AI art designs that get auto-delivered instantly because they're fully digital, but bundles of 6, 12, or 30 or more are usually the highest profit margin and the highest revenue generating products of these shops. So in this video, we're going to walk through it, and this is another instance of building in public where I want to show you guys what we're working on, what's coming next, and a way that we can leverage automation and AI to sell exactly like these six-figure shops on autopilot. So let's get into it. So in this video, I just want to cover three main topics. It's similar to the last video on our frame bundle automation. However, there's a whole new pathway that gives you a little bit more control, yet still automates 95% of the entire operation. So let's get into it. First, I want to cover Lexington Prints, one of my all-time favorite sellers on Etsy. They have done almost 50,000 sales since August of 2023. And you might not know if that's a lot or little, but if we look at their Everbee research tool here, their monthly revenue across that entire time duration is $13,000. So that is very inspiring. And if we look at their listings tab here, 4th of July Frame TV art set of 18. So a bundle is actually their highest seller of the last month. And in fact, their number 2 is also a bundle of 4. A couple singles and then another bundle right here, right? So I just want to make that point that some of these six-figure, some of the best sellers on the platform have bundles as some of their best products. And the reason for that is, number one, the margin is higher, they can charge more, and because these are digital products that can sell over and over infinitely, it's no extra work on our end to auto deliver more products, right? So bundles are definitely the way to go. You can see Lexington has 2 out of their 4 featured listings as bundles. So let's get into how to automate it. So that's a little bit of background. Now, in the last video, I showed you how to automate this using an auto select way through the new Tempest automation script. And I'm going to show you something similar, but in this video, we're going to walk through something a little different. So here's my 5. This is going to be my frame set of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just a couple nice designs. You can see I grabbed them from different steps in my journey. This one was V16, then V22, and then made a couple other designs. Then I liked 100, 103, and 105, so I threw them in here. So just kind of like a hodgepodge of our listings, okay? Similar to what I did in the last video, but this time, let's go ahead and run this automation script. File, scripts, browse, double click that. And I'm going to select frame bundles, but instead of selecting auto assign, instead of selecting auto assign, I'm going to select manually assign placement for images, okay? And you might be like, what does that mean? Well, let me quick show you before I run the script. I'll cancel this. And if I go back to my mockups in my frame bundles folder, so here's a couple examples, right? Let's go to the big one, the set of 5. Okay, so if I pull up my mockup here, you can see there's 5 different designs and the layers are down here, okay? But check out what they're named. A, B, C, D, E, okay? You can assign each of your slots to a letter arbitrarily, so like randomly essentially, you just assign them. But here's where the congruency through line needs to come into place. If I have another design like this, another mock-up, check it out. So in this last one, A was my a horizontal print. In this one, I'm going to want to make sure A is a horizontal print, okay? And then when I set up my script, I'm going to assign one of those art designs to A, and it will get placed in A here and A here, right? And it could be A here, or B could get placed into B here, and it doesn't get placed into this one because we didn't set it up, but then it gets placed into B here. Okay, does that make sense? So you need to do a little bit of extra prep work ahead of time, but doing this allows you to have full control over the entire process. So the reason I set it up this way was because I wanted to give sellers an option to have full control and sort of rank their art into their bests and then the ones they don't care about as much, right? So you could make A You could do 5 bundles, and in each of them, you're going to pick your favorite one to be A. And that'll get in all the best mockup spots. It'll still end up with its cropped images, just like B, C, D, E, F, and they'll all get uploaded to Google Drive with a shareable link and everything else. The buyer will get the link to those images just like all the others. However, this is a way to sort of pick favorites in your mockups. So A will get all the best spots, maybe B gets all the best spots, and maybe B is like horizontal instead of vertical. So yeah, I just wanted to give you the option to have control, but you can still auto assign, and it will just look at the orientation with each one and try to do a round robin and make sure that they get spread out among the mockups kind of evenly and that they're always in the right orientation. So that's the auto assign way. This is the manual way. Yeah, so let's walk through it. So I already set this all up, and there's just one other piece of this. And the one other piece of this is kind of the ranking system when the script runs. So if I do file scripts browse here, I'll double click. Here's my window right here as I run the script. I'll select frame bundles, manually assign. When we're doing bundles, the naming doesn't occur, except for the input folder, but we don't have to worry about that for this video. So let's go ahead and click OK and get this thing kicked off. So right away, it does a little bit of pre-processing to gather a little bit of information. And the only way I can do it is by opening these mockups and checking it out. So what it's doing is it's looking at all the orientations of your input files. Okay? It's looking at the orientation of your input files, and it's finding your largest mockup with the most of those smart object layers. And that's kind of the champion mockup. So our champion mockup has 5 slots. And so we need to rank 5 images, okay? So it's the pre-processing kind of matches everything up, okay? And it's kind of more of just a sanity check than anything else. Like, you would hypothetically have this all set up correctly as well, but this honestly just makes things easier. And then check this out. So we're gonna rank these and say A, B, but right here it actually says in your largest mockup, your layers look like this: A horizontal, B vertical, right? So I can see A is in horizontal, but B, oops, like I didn't want to have B be horizontal. I wanted B to be vertical. Boom. Yeah, so B vertical, C vertical, D horizontal, E horizontal, right? And hypothetically, you could open up your mockup and take a screenshot of it, or like try to remember where the layers are so that you can assign these yourself and know exactly which one's going to go where. Obviously, you're going to set these up so you'll know, like, A is going to be my best one, and then B is going to be my best vertical one, right? So I know this feels a little bit more complicated, but this is the full control method. So I wanted to make it as customizable as possible. Okay, and then a little bonus here: when you hit OK, it's going to kick off. Everything's going to happen automatically. This is the one-time setup you have to do, and it's going to commit this to Tempest memory. So there's a new memory file that will save these rankings. And so if, like, whoops, I accidentally didn't include a mockup or something, or I wanted to crop a different size with my files, you can remember the rankings and still do it in this manually assigned method. And it'll say, hey, we already have a saved, like, memory set of this. Do you want to just use this set? And you'll say, yep, yes, please, thank you. And then you'll be all good to go. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This is paginated because you could have a lot of mockups here, or I'm sorry, a lot of art images. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So if we hit OK, it's just going to go ahead and start cranking stuff out. If I go to my output folder for frame bundles, you can see it already made the folder, and it's just starting. So it put A up here. It put, I think this was B down here. And then in this one, we marked A should go up here, and maybe E or F or whatever I put there should go there. Same thing here, right? So it's sort of just following our skeleton. And now it's doing it all in the background. And so as this is going, a couple side notes here. If you had multiple bundles in the input folder, you would do that ranking for each one. So it would all happen right when you run the script. That pre-processing would happen, that ranking screen would pop up, and then you would do the ranking for, like, this fruit set of 5. You'd hit OK, and then immediately the next ranking would pop up for the next bundle. Maybe it's a Christmas set of 5, and you would rank those and hit OK. Okay, so that's only if you do the manual method. Again, that's the more complicated way of doing this, but it gives you that full control. You can rank them, and then you don't have to rename your files ahead of time or do anything weird. I didn't want you to have to rename your files. That feels really clunky. Right? I just want you to be able to keep things like just drag and drop. I want you to be able to be like, these are my favorite listings, throw them in a folder, throw them in the script, boom. Like we're automating. And then as you're going, you're like, all right, this one's A, this one's B, and then the rest can just auto sign, right? Easy. So that was my goal here. Because yeah, there's a previous version of this Tempest script that was like a multi-Tempest frame bundle set mockup situation, and you had to rename your files and your folders, and it was just kind of a pain. So try to make this as painless as possible. And I mean, I hope you can see that it kind of is. Like, even in this manual method, like everything's set up, it still does this crunching of the file name like it does in the auto sign method if you saw the last video. And then we can just drag and drop these into Downpour and everything gets uploaded automatically. You'll get a Google Drive folder for each of these. Here's all our sizes, right? So these are all Google Drive folders. These are what get attached to the listing. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. And we could have ran this for 10 bundles instead of just 10 bundles of 5, and gotten all the results, and it just would have cranked and cranked and cranked. And we could have went out and visited a park or took a nap or done whatever we wanted to do. Yeah, so this is very, very close to being ready for use. This is kind of another building in public video, so it's not live yet, but it's very close. But let me know if you have any thoughts or any ideas to smooth this out, or just feedback in general. Like, this will be used by the AI Art Stylers Collective community, which is you guys. So, and if you're not in the community, I really recommend joining. But I want to know what will make you happy and what will help you speed up your workflow the fastest and with the least amount of friction and work, right? This would work for me as I'm selling in my own shop, but maybe I'm not thinking about something that you're thinking about. So please let me know in the comments. Send me a message on School. Yeah, just let me know, because I'm open to building this thing in public with you guys, right? And that actually covers it for this video. At this point, we would just drag and drop that output folder into Downpour and it would get uploaded automatically. Check out the last video if you want to see that in action. I think I covered enough in this video. I don't want to be too overwhelming or anything. But yeah, please let me know if you have any feedback. That's how we make this thing better, faster, and then making you guys more profit margins, more revenue, and just increasing the quality of your business at the same time. So I'm super excited for this feature to go live. I think it's going to launch very, very soon, and then we'll just keep iterating it over and over. Yeah, and building it with you guys. So thank you so much for watching. Join the AI Art Sellers Collective if you're not in there already. That's the only place you'll be able to get these automation tools. Plus, I mean, a ton of other stuff like templates, direct access to amazing community members like high-level sellers, myself. You can ask questions, get feedback. Yeah, there's a full 4-week course. We have a lot of resources, including 20 or 30, over 30 free mockups, as well as like size chart templates, thank you PDF templates, Google Drive PDF templates. So pretty much everything you need to get started and scale and yeah, move as fast as you want to. There's no longer any constraints or bottlenecks holding you back, especially when you're using this automation system. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions or feedback in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.